Hi there, welcome to Nauctis on YouTube.
The North Sea, a maritime region stretching from the coasts of England and Scotland to several Scandinavian countries such as Norway and Denmark, is renowned for its enchanting natural beauty. Beautiful fjords, towering chalk cliffs, and expansive sandy beaches make it a popular tourist destination. However, behind its captivating charm, the North Sea also harbors a lesser-known dark side, one of which is its designation as the most dangerous sea in the world. Fierce waves, extreme weather, and unpredictable currents become nightmares for sailors crossing these waters. Even large ships are not spared from the onslaught of powerful storms that frequently occur there. At least that's the information gleaned from the TikTok platform. So, is the North Sea truly as dangerous as we've long believed? Before delving further, it's important to note that the North Sea covers an area of nearly 600,000 square kilometers and is estimated to have formed over the last 8,000 to 9,000 years. The North Sea hasn't always been a separate sea at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean. Food plains, brackish lakes, and even land once covered parts of what is now the sea. Compared to the Baltic Sea, the North Sea has a relatively higher salinity content due to its direct connection to the Atlantic Ocean. Only through the narrow strait between Denmark and Sweden does the salty seawater from the North Sea flow into the Baltic Sea. The Vikings, who inhabited the Scandinavian region around 1,200 years ago, made the North Sea their main route for their ships. It's highly likely that they utilized intricate knowledge of ocean currents, weather patterns, and visible landmarks. This demonstrates that the Vikings conquered the North Sea, known as an unfriendly area for ships. Intensively, the North Sea is utilized for various purposes ranging from transportation, sand disposal, cable and pipeline installation, fishing, to the extensive use of space for offshore wind farms. This has led to increased environmental impacts on humans in recent decades. However, in recent years, extreme climate changes have affected the North Sea, such as rising sea levels. It's estimated that by the end of the 21st century, storm-induced floods will occur around the coastal areas of the North Sea, with heights potentially surging more than 1 meter higher than current waves. Major storm-induced floods occurred on the North Sea coast and in Hamburg, Germany in February 1962, causing severe damage to the area. These changes are caused by climate-induced changes in wind patterns and rising sea levels. Unlike the Atlantic or Pacific Oceans, which have depths of thousands of meters, the North Sea is a shallow sea, with depths of only about 100 feet or about 30 meters in its southern part. Thus, sometimes during storms, large waves can dredge sand from the bottom and throw it onto the ship's deck, making the ship unstable. Over the years, ships lost due to severe storms have piled up on the seabed, posing a danger to fishing vessels that often drag nets. One area directly facing the North Sea, the west coast of Jutland, is known for the numerous ships wrecked by massive wave impacts. The coast on the peninsula covering much of Denmark and part of Germany has long been dubbed the Iron Coast, due to the lack of natural harbors for shelter. According to information from sailors who regularly work in the North Sea, one problem in these waters is the tendency for waves to be short. These waves come repeatedly, pushing ships harshly. Although these waves aren't particularly high, only about 6 feet or 1 meter, they can still disrupt the balance of large ships. 𝗤𝘂𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, a coastal oceanography expert at the UK National Oceanography Centre, explains that the unique characteristics of the North Sea are due to its enclosed nature, surrounded by land on many sides. This lack of open water prevents large waves from forming. When storms occur in the eastern part of the United States, their effects reach the Atlantic Ocean, causing turmoil in the North Sea as well. Sometimes the waves are so powerful that they can be seen from space. 𝗤𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 also notes that the North Sea can become calmer due to climate change, but can immediately generate even worse storms than in the past. Despite all this, 𝗤𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 also points out that the North Sea is not the most storm-prone water body in the world. To date, the Southern Ocean, or the Antarctic Sea, is still recognized as the ocean with the most storms due to most of its area being unobstructed by land, allowing giant waves to form. Waves as high as 7 to 9 meters are common there. In fact, a buoy once detected a giant wave over 20 meters high in 2018. Fortunately, ship traffic is relatively low in that area. In addition to large waves and volatile weather, 𝗤𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 also reveals that tides in the North Sea are very significant. This can make storm waves extremely dangerous, especially when they coincide with high tides. Tides and massive waves from the North Sea caused flooding in 2013, submerging 1,700 homes in the UK. The North Sea may appear dangerous and daunting to many, but beneath its surface lies a valuable treasure trove of gas and oil. Since the 1960s, the North Sea region has experienced an oil boom after the Netherlands and the UK discovered oil along their coastlines and in their waters. Since then, gas and oil production has increased steadily every year. In 1999, oil production increased to its peak of 2.9 million barrels per day on the UK continental shelf. Oil production in the North Sea also peaked in 2001, reaching 3.4 million barrels per day. To extract oil resources beneath the North Sea floor, oil and gas companies must build offshore drilling rigs, also known as the upstream oil and gas sector. This obviously requires much higher costs and safety systems compared to onshore drilling. Nevertheless, offshore drilling rigs produce more barrels of oil per day. According to data from the National Whistleblower Center, there are currently at least 184 drilling rigs in the North Sea region alone. With the frequent rough waves and extreme weather conditions in the North Sea, working on North Sea drilling rigs can be considered one of the riskiest jobs in the world. Accidents on drilling rigs occasionally occur, and 2 of the worst happened in the North Sea. On July 6, 1988, the Piper Alpha oil platform in the UK caught fire and sank, claiming the lives of 167 workers. The accident was caused by miscommunication and several explosions within the platform. 61 workers survived, but it took 3 weeks to extinguish the fire on the rig. Another incident in the North Sea was the sinking of the Alexander L. Kielland offshore oil rig located in Norway in 1980. The accident, caused by 12-meter high waves and strong winds, destroyed the rig and killed 123 out of 212 workers on board.